Okay, this is Ringwalk Media. It's a lovely sunny afternoon here in Manchester, but I've got someone who's in much even nicer climates. Mr. Charlie Edwards over in Portugal. How are you, sir?
Yeah, mate. I'm good. Summer season out here, so it's roasting. It's like 35 degrees. The funny thing is, although it's so nice and hot, we're actually inside most of the days, under the aircon. Typical Brit abroad, eh?
You're going to
Uh,
tell me your
Too
car.
hot, you moan. Too cold, you moan. If it's grey, you moan. If it's too bright, you moan. So no, but I'm good, man.
Well, you
Yeah.
look good,
Well,
girl.
when I say I'm good, I'm good in myself with my family. Um, know what I've got to do, know what I've got to change from the last fight. But other than that, I'm in a good position considering.
Yeah.
Got a great backing from MF Pro. Had some great meetings with my manager Anto Fitzpatrick, Nissa Keller Sowland. Had all the MF Pro team contacting me after the fight, believing in me, and want to get me straight back into a massive fight again. It was like music to my ears. I think everyone knows I'm the fighter who fights anyone, any place. I don't try and pick my route. I'm there and I'll get in. To to be told that try and get a top 10 ranked contender to get me that one step closer to the world title again. It sounded like music to my ears, especially off the back of the last fight. I can't thank them enough, really.
Well, listen, it's all brilliant news and nice to hear. Let's go back to that fight, 29th of May at York Hall, which is the home of boxing. A cauldron of spectators and noise, and it's a very difficult environment to fight in. And I don't know, you boxed incredibly well, but you just didn't start quick enough, I don't think.
Mm, yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. I know where I went wrong, and I know what went wrong and how it went wrong.
Mm.
Um, and I've got to take it on the chin. Like I'm not going to put no blame on nobody, but my decisions allowed it to happen that way. And yeah, man, I just have to look myself in the mirror, see where I went wrong, and I know when I get everything right on the night,
Yeah.
I know I can beat that guy. 100%. And there's even talks about maybe a potential rematch with him. So it was just the fight, the start of the fight that let me down.
Mm.
Um, and I just got to hold my hands up and take it on the chin and bounce back better and stronger, which I am doing. And I'm making some big moves and plans to keep improving in the sport of boxing. I'm really excited about what the future holds. Yes, it didn't go my way. I think the madness of it is I'm in the best position now off the back of that loss than I've been in since I was world champion, with the support and the belief of me behind my promoter. Um and and it will all make sense in the end, I think, if I'm honest with you. I've been in this game a long time. I'm always looking to improve and always looking to develop. But in that fight, I showcased, like, when put the foot down on the gas, like how much I was clawing it back.
Yeah,
And
very much so.
I don't completely agree with the judges' scores. Like, I can see and I will admit that it was a close fight. And yeah, I would probably, because of the first start 4 rounds of the fight, give it to him. Um, and I admit that he beat me on the night. But like the South African judge had it well wide, which I wonder why. The
Yeah.
South African fighter. But it is what it is. We take it on the chin, we correct the wrongs, and we move forward. I'm doing everything in my power to keep pushing forward. I got actually a lot of praise and a lot of good comments after the fight because I put my foot down on the gas and I was pushing forward. But by no way, shape, or form am I done. I feels like I'm still coming into the prime years of my whole career, and I'm really looking forward to the next stages and next steps and just putting them wrong right.
This is what I was going to
And
say,
be
sir.
and you know what? I'm being me.
Yeah.
I'm being me. I'm focusing on myself and being the best version and not trying to be somebody else. and box in a different way that look, God bless me with my abilities and my attributes. So I need to go on my abilities and my attributes a bit more. Me and Stephen are in a great it had great conversations since the fight, and we're both in agreement of what needs to be changed, and it will be.
Well, one of the things I like about you, and we've known each other a little while now, so I've seen quite a lot of your career, is that you seem to be boxing with freedom now. And I think when you decided to change the weight and come in at that weight and take the risks, especially at this sort of stage of your career, it just seemed to be like, okay, look, yeah, that didn't go my way, that one, but actually I feel like I box better than say the Thomas Asomba fight, for example.
Yeah.
And,
And
and
you know what? I've still got to give credit to my opponent. He is a great fighter. Like I think like we can see like he's a
yeah,
great boxer. Like he's one of them fighters who have been dodged for such a long time. And probably people wouldn't have would have took that risk to take that fight. And that's why he's been left on the bench for
well, they
such a
didn't.
long time. And no one has. But like I said, I'm an old school fighter. I've always been like fighting Casemiro, John Real Casemiro in my ninth fight, unheard of, one of the Philippine great fighters. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of all time. Like, so I think I've showcased that what I am about. Like, even Andrew Kane, for example, like I still think I could have won that. Yes, I could have thrown a couple of more punches, but it was such a close fight, and he's going on to fight for a bantamweight world title. But yet again, no one would fight Andrew Kane. I remember being the fighter coming up, like Cal Yafai dodging me, not giving me the opportunity, other fighters not wanting to fight me. And I chose never to be that guy because I know what it feels like. I'd rather fight the best, try and beat the best, and then become the best. That's my MO in this game. I'm not chasing perfect records. I never have done. And if I have to take big risks like I did against Nicotoli, so be it. And I still believe I could beat him. And I stand by that, you know, and maybe one day in the future we'll meet. But like fair play to him, good fighter, great fighter. And I know what I need to do to be the best version of me, and I will do that. And the best is still yet to come. And I don't know, maybe this is all a part of the Charlie Edwards story. When I'm back on top and I take that world title for the second time, I believe it's going to be even better than the first time. People say the first time you can never match, but for me, where I've been and what I've come through to keep going and keep pushing, it's going to be a proper dream come true, and I think a story that will inspire many
You still
never to give up.
you still truly believe you're going to be a two-time two-weight world champion, don't you?
I truly believe it, and you'll see the belief system I have and the amount I invest into my career and the risks I take to get uncomfortable in the next few weeks. I've got some great things coming, but I'm not willing to share that yet. But keep your eyes peeled because it's big moves.
When you say big moves, you're not mucking about either. You are like straight into the fire, mate, aren't you?
I love the fire. That's what forms us. We only become better by becoming uncomfortable and putting ourselves in the cauldron of the fire, and then we come out reformed. And just like Anthony Joshua has done of recent, um, going and teaming up with Usyk and trying to gain as much knowledge as he can at his stage of his career. There's not many fighters that do that. And one thing you can't take away from a fighter is how bad they want it.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I think a lot of people that don't know you as well as we do, for example, just look at you and go, "Listen, you're 33 years old now. You've had one or two up and downs in the last two, 3 years. That's it, surely." I'm sitting here as a boxing fan going, I want Charlie Edwards back in that ring. So I want to see more of that. I want to see it.
Mate, it's like it's a storyline, isn't it? Like it's a rocky road, this boxing business. In any sort of career that you do, it's never straightforward. There's ups, downs, and everything in between. And like I get what you're saying because like when I watched back my fight, I was disgusted and hated the first start of the fight. Like it made me feel sick how I allowed them rounds to get away from me. But like I said, I take it on the chin. But then I watched it all the way through, And then even after, I don't normally do this because I don't really like listening to the outside noise, because I feel like that can have an effect on you as a fighter. But I sat there and my old mate Carl Frampton, who hasn't had much nice things to say about me over the years, um, I sat there and listened to him. And I thought, I wonder what he says. And to be honest to him, like he called it for how it was the last few rounds, and he was actually very complimentary. So hats off to him and respect to him for that. I got to put it out there. So maybe one day I will turn him into we're getting closer, turning him into someone who, when I perform right, he takes his hat off to me. But I listened to what he said, and he said, Charlie Edwards, he's 33. He's already achieved a WBC world champion. Many fighters would never achieve that. He's in the 1% club sort of thing. And like I think now, if I was Charlie Edwards, I would spend some lovely time. I know he's got a daughter and his family, and he said it's in that way. And do you know what? I respect him. And back in the day, I would have took that as like and been a bit bitter towards him because he said that. What? Because I know what I want to achieve in it. But
Yeah.
I also get that people are only making opinions from their own way they are. Like Kyle at this age probably was like that. When he took his last loss in his last fight, he was ready to leave. And that's why if he was in my shoes, he might do the same right now. But I've got so much more I want to achieve. There's that inner voice inside of me that wants me to keep pushing and keep thinking. Like there's that vision that's set in my mind and what I'm doing to chase this. Like I will ride it till literally the wheels fall off until I'm ready. Everyone can have an opinion and everyone but they can't see what I can see. Like I can be called deluded, but I'm only deluded until I then go and lift the title, until I go and put on them best performances and change the little tweaks and wrongs. Because you've got to remember, in the world of boxing, and at elite level and at world championship level, it's 0.5%, 1% changes that can take you above and beyond. And once I get it right on the night, I'm a fresh fighter. I had years of inactivity. My reactions are there. My wits are about me. My hunger's there. My determination's there. And I still feel fresh. And
And
to
you
be honest, when you look at the fighters like Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather, all these fighters, they become prime at like 37. You
Mm.
know, like I'm only 33. I'm still young in this game, and I've been a world champion at 25. So I feel like because of my early success in the game, it's easy to then disregard me. But like I said, when I lift it again, it will be all worth it. All that really matters is what you and your team believe in, and the rest we leave on the outside, and we go make it happen. And when we do, I'll go, thank you, God, thank you, Charlie, for not giving up on yourself.
Well, you've achieved something that not a lot of people have in boxing, the Holy Grail, I guess, which is the English, the British, the international, the European, and the world title, mate.
I've
That's
won, I've,
some accomplishment.
I've like this is what I mean. Like I've won near enough every belt. The only one I haven't got is a Commonwealth. But maybe one day when I am on the downward spiral, I might go for it and take it and tick it off my list. You know what I mean? Later on when I'm like 38 or 40, like, do you know what I mean? But
Be the oldest Commonwealth title.
do you know what I mean? Like, but the thing is, I love what I do. I enjoy what I do. When I'm not training, like I've just had 5 weeks where I haven't been physically able to train because I've had a few illnesses and bugs and been on antibiotics and stuff. So it's like that's when I'm at my darkest point when I can't do what I love, and
Mm.
I've done since the age of 11, which makes me still feel like a kid inside. So as long as I'm enjoying it, and as long as my body is holding out, which my body feels better today than it was when I was a world champion, going out partying and drinking in between fights. You know what I mean? So it's just getting it right on the night, and then the best is yet to come, I believe.
Well, the good thing about yourself now, obviously, with a little bit more experience in life, not just boxing, you've
Yeah,
got a beautiful family around you. And when you do have
sure.
those sort of down times when you're unwell and you can't train, you've got a great support mechanism with the family there, and you can kind of let them know that that's where you are and they can support you. Whereas as a young person, it's not as easy to do, is it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've got a very supportive wife and even like a supportive daughter. She's 5 years of age now, and understands it. And like, I'll be real, like that my wife behind me, driving me as well, and constantly
Mm.
pushing me to do these things, get out my comfort zone instead of sitting around moping around like many people do after a defeat. And I'm not feeling funny, like of course it hurt. It fucking hurt bad. Like the defeats hurt, mate. Like when you know you're better than that, and when you watch it back and you're like, what the fuck? Like, why did I allow that to happen? Why did I do that? Why did I listen wrong? Why did I do like, do you know what I mean? So it's like they're just hard, harsh realities. But to having a supportive partner there to talk things out with, to give me the little kick up the arse when I am down in the dumps, to go and do the next thing that's going to help grow me and and open up a whole new world is great, you know. And it's important in this boxing game for any young fighters listening in. Like the person you choose to have next to you is the most important thing for your career.
Good advice, mate. Very good advice. Well, it's lovely to see you looking so well and big plans. I know you're not
Yes.
going to tell me any of those plans, and I wouldn't ask you, to be fair. But are we likely to see you back this year?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I
Yes.
like to hear,
I,
mate.
I I've been told November in London.
Okay.
I'm not sure the date. I'm not sure the card. We've had a discussion, and a team meeting with my promoter. Really good discussion, and the plan is to jump straight back into a big and massive fight. Um, if we can get another, like, let's be real. Like I'm a name in this division, super flyweight division. I'm the name in the division. I'm a former world champion down at Fly. I'm chasing second world titles. I'm from the UK. I've got a big promotion behind me, MF Pro, that really want to push me. The zone. I'm a headline act. So whether I'm headlining or whether I'm a chief support on an arena fight, I've got the name and I've got the support, and I can't thank the people who continue to support me. So that's a big thing I need to shout out. And yeah, we're looking to get back in a big fight. They're working in the background, doing the due diligence to get a big fight across the line. We're aiming to get a top 10 contender. All the titles have become vacant. They're all getting contested for. They're all going to need someone, whether it be a voluntary or we can get ourselves in a position for a final eliminator or something like that. I'm not far off, you know. Obviously, Nicotoli is going to fight Maloney.
Yeah.
um, I think they're in discussions now. I was speaking to Nicotoli. We've actually had a few conversations since the fight. Really nice guy, and I've also offered my services for him if he needs me for sparring for that fight. You know how I am. I go and push the boundary and continue to start learning. And there's many other fights out there. The Japanese market's completely open. There are a lot of fighters coming through, and they like to fight Westerners. So I'm not naive to think the biggest nights are in reaching distance. And you know, sometimes after a loss, people might look at you like an easy touch, you know, and that's when you might get your voluntary shot. And I've been given a voluntary shot before, and I upset the number one in the division before. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm optimistic and I'm positive. And like I said, with my promotional team behind me, we're pushing for a big fight in November.
Well, that's brilliant news, and lots of people will be pleased to hear that, mate. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Even Mr. Frampton will be pleased and smiling.
Do you know what? I like Carl. We've had a few laughs and a few things, and at the end of the day, he's just calling it how he sees it, and I can respect somebody's opinion. I grew up watching Carl Frampton. I've always been a massive fan of him. I used to really study him, and I like the way he fights. And when he was in his prime, not so much towards the back end of his career, but when he was in his prime, he was formidable, wasn't he? He like one of Irish's best fighters, you know, and probably the people he got beat by later on, he would have beat them when he was in his prime. Do you know what I mean? Let's be real.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, mate, like everything, and people don't realise this boxing art. There's a lot of conversation at the moment about boxers and being multi-millionaires and all the rest of it. It's not like that. It really isn't like that. And the sponsors are so key, even to someone like yourself who's in a privileged position now because you've worked so hard. The sponsors still allow you to be training full time. Give them a bit of a shout out, my friend.
Firstly, I just want to say a massive thank you to my two sponsors that have continued to support me from the very start. One of them, Luke Cox, he's been on the journey since I won the world title the first time round, and even through the dark times. It's Luke Cox and Consultants, and also a recent sponsor and good friend of mine, Terry Broadbent, who's been supporting the journey on the comeback and to where I am today. So a massive thank you to them. And yeah, man, it's so important, sponsorships in this game. I would love to have a few more sponsors right now to completely take off the stresses of making everything like tick and make, like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, every sponsorship is from anyone. Like, it's a real blessing for any fighter to be sponsored and allow them to to train full time and to focus on what they need to do and not have to hustle and bustle round their training, you know, because when you put all your energy and all your eggs into one basket, it's so much easier. So for anyone out there listening, even if you don't sponsor me, but sponsor the next up and coming prospect, sponsor the next person around your area who needs to a little bit of help to get going, because I on the way up, I got heavily sponsored. I was a prospect on Sky Sports, Matchroom signing, aimed for big things. And at that time, I had many good people who sponsored me along the way. That had they had not sponsored me, I probably wouldn't have been able to go and reach the heights that I've reached, and then earn the good money. So sponsorships are major for any fighter, any which level. So I highly suggest that if people can and they're interested, join the journey, because when you do join the journey, you become like family for life. And I've got one sponsor exactly who is actually like a who was sponsoring me all the way up till the top of the game, and made a lot of my dreams come true, who's like a father figure in my life, a mentor, and now a godfather to my daughter. So like you don't realize how good it can be to actually create and believe in someone and make someone's dreams come true, and it's such a powerful thing to do. So yeah, it's so important.
I'd love to see you get a sponsor on board, a nice one that works for you for this,
Yeah,
just to cover this second world title journey, because I know you're going to get there, and I think
I know.
it'd be lovely if someone jumped on board, mate.
I know it's going to be a I know it. I know it's going to happen. The people around me know it's going to happen, and yeah, it would be great. And I can vision it. I can see it, and when it does happen, it's going to be a dream come true.
But that, if I could see your eyes, I'd see that sparkle. There you go.
Yeah, they're sparkling.
Well, listen, mate, I really appreciate you taking out the time to speak to us for 15, 20 minutes. It's always a pleasure to speak to you. And
I
we'll
appreciate that.
keep our eyes open for the announcement of your next fight. And hopefully, we'll be seeing you back in the ring soon, my friend.
Yes, nice one, mate, and I really appreciate it.